Okay, so it will be on 17 or 5 p.m. Okay, I will be there talking about how I got my um, job experience working abroad, and it was an invitation from Philip. So if you are available, please join us. All right. Okay. Good morning, Erica. How are you?
Good morning, guys. How are you all?
All right. So today we talk about pressure and performance. We are live on YouTube. So let's start with our introductions. Okay. Erica, it's your first time here in Talk and Talk.
No, Carlos. I already did the immersion with you, but long time ago. It's not my
Okay.
first time.
Okay, no problem. So we are live on YouTube. Let's start with our introductions, okay? So I will start and I will choose someone to go ahead, all right? My name is Carlos Apenas. I work as a software engineer to a company located in USA, and I'm a host here in Talk and Talk. I live in the south of Brazil. I'm married and I have two daughters. That's it about me. Let's start with you, Osvaldo. Can you introduce yourself, please?
For sure. Just a little thing about Carnival. Yesterday was my immersion, 7 a.m., and had a person, only a person, and she lived on Scotland, and she forgot totally about Carnival. She said to me, and because that she was in my immersion, and so I felt happy to have her in my immersion yesterday. And yeah, and well, about me, I'm a guy that like to learn about everything. To be honest, if I have time to learn something, I'm going to do that. Actually, besides my occupation as software developer, I'm studying Python and data science. I do therapy sometimes per month. Let me see. I spend a lot of time with my children and my fiance and stepson, and I like to play games, play guitar and sing some songs. What else? I love to I love to live, and I think that's it about me. Thank you, Carlos.
All right, congrats, Osvaldo. And what about you, Erica? Can you introduce yourself, please?
For sure, I'm Erica. I live in Belo Horizonte, and I was born in Ponte Nova. It's a small city in the countryside of the state. I have a bachelor degree in nutrition, and I'm postgraduated in clinical nutrition. I work as a nutritionist in a public service. About my free time, I enjoy a lot swimming. I have been swimming since I was a child because the doctor said swimming is so good for kids that have respiratory disease. It was my case in the past. Nowadays, I'm here talking talk. I have been here since last December. And like everyone, I'm here in order to enhance my English skills, to get more confident to speak English with others.
All right, congrats, Erica. Your English is really good. Congratulations. And what about you, Yanka? Are um, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, sure. Morning, guys. My name is Bianca. I am 28 years old. I was born in Itaquera, São Paulo, but I grew up in São Roque. It's a countryside of São Paulo. I am a demographer, and in my case, it means that I merge in my research economy, sociology, and populational data analysis, and well, with educational and occupational focus mainly. And let's see, I'm living in Philadelphia nowadays, United States. In this week, I went to the gym at the first time, which was really funny because the machines changed a little bit. So I took a time to understand which machine it was, that machine, but well, it was okay. I have a bike now too, so I can go to the university with a bicycle. And yeah, I think the things is I'm trying to figure it out yet, but it's working.
All right, congrats. And did you understand the difference of kilograms to pounds and and anything else?
No, I don't know this one. I don't know about tall too, to meters. It's not the other one that I forgot. And Celsius and Fahrenheit to me, yeah, these three conversion stuffs. I don't know yet.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know. I think it's something you need to get used. You know how in Brazil I use, I don't know, 10 kilograms, and at USA I don't know, 2 pounds. So you need to get used. All right, congratulations, Bianca. And what about you, Genimis? I pronounce correctly your name.
Yeah, yeah, my
All
name
right,
is Inês.
and it's your first
Okay,
time here in Talk and Talk.
no, in her time, in her
Okay.
class.
Okay. But can you talk a little bit about you, please?
Okay, my name is James. I'm live in Brazil, in Cajazeiras, Paraíba State. I'm software engineer since 2012. I'm married, I have 3 kids. In my free time, I like play music, stay with my family, my kids, uh, read technical books. That's it.
All right. Thank you. And what about you, Aparecida? Can you introduce yourself, please?
Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Aparecida Semiramin. I live in Rio Verde, Goiás. I'm married. I have a daughter. I have 6 cats now because one cat ran away. Well, 7, but one ran away. Good. And I work with managing coastal and IT area and studying to obtain certifications in AWS Cloud and FinOps Focus. In my free time, I love to read. So one thing I love very much is read and stay with my family. I believe it's this about me.
All right. Thank you. And what about you, Rodrigo? Can you introduce yourself, please?
Sure. Hi, guys. I'm Rodrigo. I'm 39 years old. I have been living in Franca, São Paulo State. I have been married and we have 2 daughters. I have been working as a data engineer, IT. In my free time, I like lots of things. I like to go out with my family. I like to go travel. I like to make a barbecue and drink a beer with my friends. I like to read some books and watch TV series and movies too. And I think that's it.
All right. Thank you, guys. So, since we are more than 6 people today, I will need to create another room, all right, to give you more opportunity to talk, all right? You are here because you want to talk in English. So, a small room will be good to everyone to have more time. But before I do that, I want to invite everyone to be with me during the afternoon, 5 p.m. I will be in a live with Philip from Talk and Talk, talking about how I got my job on USA and my expertise working with technology and a lot of a lot of other things. So you are please be invited. All right, so let me open the room and we can start with the question. I will send the questions again because I don't remember if you receive, and then we can start with our conversation, okay? So guys, you are here we are here today to talk about pressure and performance. And sometimes this is hard when we are working in a not so good environment, but sometimes pressure can help us to get a better performance. So let's talk a little bit about that. And let's start with the question number one. Genemis, can you read the question number one and start answering, please?
Okay. How do you manage stress when you're under pressure? It's hard. I dislike the environment with more pressure. It's not good for my. I don't feel good. In my case, I try when I have more stress, I try using respiration techniques for uh, help me stay light and decrease the pressure in my day.
All right. And what about you, Erica? How do you deal with the stress and pressure?
In my case, I can say it's so difficult to manage stress when I'm under pressure. Sometimes I need to struggle with pressure in my job, for example. But I believe it's not a good way to work if pressure, under pressure. And I try to manage my stress brief. They have a deep brief because sometimes you think you can't can leave the situation that get you so stressful. But I believe, as you said, Carlos, sometimes when I work under pressure, I can be more productive. But I believe it also is so harmful when you stay for a long time working under pressure. I think stress is in a good way in some situations. Could be so healthy for you, the stress, because you need to leave the, who can say, the peace sometimes, but throughout the life under pressure, stay under pressure can be dangerous for your health, in my
All right.
point of view.
All right, all right. And I had to say I agree with you guys, but I think I like to work under pressure because in my background I have some experience who teach me a lot about being productive under pressure. And of course, I don't like to do this all the time, 24/7, but sometimes pressure can help me. And but when I'm not dealing so good with the pressure, if I'm suffering, I like to do something with my family to relieve, or at least to manage the stress, and sometimes it's hard because we can make our hurt our family if we are under pressure. And if it's something related to work, maybe you don't want to do that, but you can hurt someone feelings, and that's not good. So this is what I think we need: a balance, under working under pressure and have a good life balance, I think. All right, and let's jump to the question number two. Erica, can you start with the question number two, please?
Okay, just one thing more I'd like to say. I don't know if you all agree with me, but when I think about job, work, when you work under pressure, I think, I don't know, it's the same from people that work remotely to other people that work presential face to face. I think it is I cannot say easier, but maybe can be easier to manage stress when you work from home because you don't need to struggle with other people face to face. I can be totally wrong, but for me, because you can close your camera, you can drink a little you can drink a tea, you can relieve your emotions. But when you are face to face to another people in the stressful environment, it's so hard to manage stress in this way. But I will read the next question, okay, guys? Some
Oh,
minutes, please.
yeah,
I don't know if you agree with me.
yeah, I can. I think I can agree with you, especially if I'm not under pressure. But if I'm angry with someone, no, if I have rage or something like that, I want to kill someone. It's easier if I'm working from home, but other times can be harder working from home related to the stress or the pressure because it's hard to turn off, I'm not at work anymore, and if you do some mistake and you are being you have afraid to being fired or something like that, it'll be hard to disconnect. So there is upside and downsides for the situation. What do you think about that, Jennings?
Casey, I prefer with no time because I recognize when you have time for deliver task, you can be more productive. But in my in my special case, my effort is not manual labor. It's work that it requires you think all day long about how to solve problems, and this work is about your mind for solving use your mind for solve problems, huh? And when you have more time, you end up thinking a lot of make it's as simple as possible. Simple as possible is hard. Uh, Leonardo da Vinci says, as simplicity is ultimate perfection, and it's hard.
All right. But Erica was saying it's she think it's easier to deal with pressure if you are work from home than if you are face to face to someone in a hard situation, what do you think about that? It's easier to manage if you are remotely, or you prefer to deal with those situations face to face? What is easier to you?
For manage, I believe face to face is more easy, but I prefer remotely because I live in a small town, and I remotely I have access all the place in the world around the world. But for manage, face to face is more easy.
All right. All right. Thank you. So let's go. Question number 2. Erica, do you work better under pressure or with more time? How is that to you?
For me, works better when I have more time to work. But if I have short deadline to do some tasks, for me that's okay, no problem. But I prefer that my boss said to me which time I have to do something. I don't like when he said to me, Erica, your deadline is tomorrow, but in the evening is tomorrow evening. She called me, Erica, did you finish your tasks? I think not. I don't like this, of course. But I think everyone. In my case, yes, I prefer more time to do everything in my job because I can review my tasks. I can do in the proper way and when I have more time to do anything in my life. But I know that in some companies something change throughout the time, so I need to address to deal with this this deadline that sometimes could change in my job. So for me, I prefer work with more time, but if I work under pressure, I think I can be productive as well, but it's not a better situation that I'd like to deal with.
All right, thank you. And what about you, James? I know you already talk a little bit about that, but can you go deeper in your answer, please?
Okay. I'm prefer no more time for deliver my tasks in my work. But I more I'm more productive when I have priority. I have the time definition for deliver the tasks. But I understand its delivery is not have quality, and then uh, I have more time for this delivery.
All right. And in my case, I like to have a defined timeline or a deadline to finish a job, even if for tomorrow or maybe for next week. When I have a deadline, I can do with what I need to do to finish my job. And if someone gives me a task and did not put a deadline, it's hard to me. Oh, I can I can do this later, and I was avoiding to start. So I like when I have a deadline or a time definition help me to understand what I need to do. And being a software engineer, a lot of times I need to define how much time I will spend doing something, some task, and I discover or I realize I'm really bad to to understand how much time I will spend doing something. Of course, after 15 years of experience in working with that, I nowadays I have more expertise on that, but I remember in the beginning, I would say to my boss, "Oh, I will took 2 days to do that," and took me, I don't know, 2 weeks. So it was hard. And nowadays, I understand better how to measure my time. All right, so let's go to question number 3.
Carlos,
Go ahead.
I like the deadline when I have the borrowing task because I know when the task finish and it's very good. But when I have no I have don't define deadline, I can try using different techniques for solve this problem. I can use a new data structure. I can compare it to between between efficiency using different data structure or a new design pattern or thing.
All right, all right. Okay, let's go to
Yeah,
the question.
agree. Sorry, just for additional some thing, because Carlos said he needs a deadline to do some tasks. I believe some people maybe procrastinate in some way, and for kind of these people, it's important you have a deadline and you work under pressure, but for other ones, I believe if you have discipline to do everything in your life, not only talk about work, but about go to the gym, work out, got the physical activities in outside. I think in every area of your life, you need to get discipline. You need you need to be a disciplined person. But if you aren't this kind of person, I believe you need to have deadline to finish some tasks in your job in another area of your life. I think for everyone still be under pressure works in different ways because everyone has different personalities.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm this kind of guy. I need this and help me a lot. Thank you for sharing. Okay, question number three. What's the biggest pressure you've ever faced? I will start with this one because I was, when I prepared this immersion, I was facing the most, the biggest pressure I've ever seen in my life because I did some mistakes in the company I'm working, and this brings some problems with the company. I took off our website from our server, and the clients was complaining about the system was not working. But that day, uh, I got I was online on my computer, but I got so concentrated in coding and I forgot to check my messages on Slack. And the company was on fire and I was coding. So I was concentrating on that. And after, I don't know, 6, 7 hours coding, I got to check my message and my boss was crazy. Oh, where are you, man? The company is melting down and no one can help us. We need you to fix that. And oh my gosh, it was hard because um, I create a bug on our system and our clients was charged more than 2, 3 times. If I had to charge someone for, I don't know, $10, I charge them twice or sometimes three times. So it was hard. And I that day I think I will be fired, but thank God that didn't happen. And this situation teach me a lot about my job is not only working. I need to pay attention to uh, the messages. Even I'm not even sometimes I lost my concentration when I need to go to Slack and check messages, but this was really hard to me. And what about you, Erica? Did you have some situation, the biggest pressure you face in your life? It don't need to be related to your work, could be something else, but what it was the biggest pressure?
Okay, I remember when I was a teenager, when I was 17 years old, and I must to decide about which career I would follow throughout my life. I think in this time, I got the biggest pressure that I ever faced in my life. Because, first of all, because I was younger, so teenager. And secondly, because it's so hard to define your career when you are so young. And finally, because I don't know if you remember, but in the past, we did vestibular. So in that time, I studied a lot, many subjects. I need to acquire knowledge in many areas, so in Portuguese, mathematics, biology, physics, in order to do a exam, a simple exam. But in that time for me it was so hard, and but for me it's not only about the time that I spent to study many subjects, but about the pressure that my family pressured me a lot in that time, because for my family, for my dad, mainly for my dad, I couldn't fail in the exam in the vestibular, because I have always been studying in the private school. So for me, in that time, I believe it was the biggest pressure that I have ever faced in my life. I was a teenager, but I remember about this time, so I'd like to share with you guys.
Yeah, I know. Uh, when you are preparing to take exam and our parents are um, putting pressure on us, this can be hard for, of course. And what about you, Jenimis? Did you face some? What is the biggest pressure you ever faced?
Okay, in my actual work, it's I was already no, it's happened when the technical lady left the project, and I had to take on that role. Uh, I was already helping less experienced developers, and enjoyed helping. But taking a leadership role, it left me stuck in meetings all day. It's so boring to me, and it took me away from from what I really enjoy doing, solving problems and write code.
All right, thank you, Jenimis. Okay, let's go to another question. Question number 4, let me check. Let's jump to the question number 6. Oh, okay, someone want to say something? Sorry, I interrupt someone. Okay, let's go to the question number 6. Okay, Jenimis, can you start with the question number 6, please?
Okay, it's probably at school or at work different. How? Yes, it's different. But you in the school it's a train, and in your work is a fight. It's really scenario, and in work you can have mistakes, but in your work mistake is not it's not allowed. It's different. But I believe you can train a lot for the fight is more easy, and school it's works for training, it works for learn a lot, uh, make mistakes, because you can learn a lot with your mistakes, and that's it.
All right, and what do you think about that, Erica?
Let me explain. I believe pressure in the school is less than the job, and I'll explain why. Because I believe school is a good environment to you commit to make a mistake. It should be a safe environment, because uh, firstly, because in the school people are so young, so you can make a mistake, you can learn a lot, you are in a safe environment, you have many teachers that can help you in your life, in your studies. But on the other hand, when I think about work, I believe I don't have opportunity to make many mistakes because maybe if I do this, yes, I can be fired. So I think everyone in its job feel a little bit afraid about to be fired because it's the work life like this. So I believe in my job. I don't feel comfortable to to make a mistake, and I think I may feel so pressure in my job in a work in comparison to in my time that I was in high school. What's
All
your
right.
opinion, Carlos?
Yeah, I think when you are thinking strictly to performance and what you need to do at the work and what you need to do when you are studying, it's easier to compare, or it's easier the school time compared to the work time. But I was thinking in another different kind of pressure. Usually we face on school and we face at the work environment. It's the social pressure. Do you know when you have a difficult situation related to someone, maybe someone you don't like, or a bad situation you have faced, related to other people? So at this school, we I remember it was harder, this kind of pressure, the social pressure to do something you don't want, or maybe to be someone you don't want to be. And I want to listen from you guys. Did you remember social pressure? Did you suffer at during your school time? Anyone? Erica or James, do you remember a situation like a social pressure happened during the school time?
So as I said before, I studied in the private school. It for my parents was so hard to pay my schools, and I remember sometimes I need to follow the group, the friends that have much money than me, and for example, some excursion, some travel, some trips to other cities, and of course, my parents pay to me to go for these trips, and it was so hard to follow the group because the girls got much money than me. And sometimes I remember my father and my mother said, Erica, I will give you money because you can't stay behind these girls. You should follow them because you are in the same schools and you do like you need you get the same opportunity in their life like them. So I think the social and the economic pressure, Carlos, I can say, when studying in a place that don't fit your background, family, Yeah,
I
because
know.
I studied the private school, but I'm not rich.
I know totally the feeling, but I want to listen from you, Jenimis. Did you remember social pressure you suffered during the school time?
My pressure it's individual. When uh when I was a teenager and I study, the pressure is to participate in Olympiads. I participate in math, astronomy, programming Olympiads. Uh, I need to participate and well because it's the condition on myself. It's not my professors or not my parents. It's a condition myself because I I I wanted to show the other people's I try. It's a teenager mind.
Yeah, I know sometimes can be hard, and I remember Erica was talking about the economic and the social pressure, and I know exactly what you mean, Erica. I studied a lot of time. Actually, I studied my whole high school, ensino médio, in a public school, but even in a public school, we have the same situation. We have people with more money than you, and if you are going to a trip with the school or something like that, we have people with more money than you, and sometimes can be hard. I remember a situation. I was going to the school, and my shoe has a hole, in the sola, and I need to put a papelão to don't hurt my foot, because there was a hole in my at my shoe, and I was walking and trying to don't stand up too much my foot, and people don't see I had that hole in my shoe, and it was so embarrassing, because I don't know what I did. I fell or something like that, and someone saw the hole in my shoe and start to laughing, and it was not good. I remember it was really hard, but at least people didn't laugh on me much time. They forget quickly. And when I got home and I say to my mother that it was hard, I know, but she go and bought a new shoe to me. But I remember, and it was so embarrassing. But anyway, it's part of the life, I think, sometimes. Okay.
Sorry for you, Carlos. Sorry
Ah,
for you. Yeah, but yeah, nowadays many students suffer if bullying in the schools,
yeah.
so como bullying and prejudice to the situation. So I think it's more the pressure, but I think our society need to discuss more about this, because I believe bullying and prejudice are a crime, but crime made for kids. So, but you can have some the emotions problems throughout your life, because you can get trauma when you live this hard situation, because you remember about this forever,
Yeah.
right? But that's okay. It's important now you are a successful guy, so the past
Yeah.
is only the past.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. It's hard, this part you say I'm a successful guy. Uh, I hardly believe in that. Sometimes, we have problem. I think to define ourselves as a successful person. I believe I'm a successful guy because I have a family who loves me, and that's the most important to me. And of course, I try to do the best to my daughters, to they didn't suffer the same pressure than me when I was younger. Anyway, let's go to the question number 7. Erica, can you read the question number 7 and start the answer, please?
For sure. What's the best advice you've received about dealing with pressure? I can say my mom always say to me, Erica, everything can change your life. No worries about any problem that you are facing your life now, because in the future you could remember about this time and laughing a lot, because I think everyone have difficulties in their lives. So I think you need to breathe stay focused on your life and your health as well, because sometimes you feel so afraid, so if anxious, so get irritability, but maybe the situation that you are under pressure, you need to dealing with pressure. Maybe this situation is not hard that you think it is. So I think the best advice that I can give for someone is uh, take a breath, take a time, and go ahead, because any problem in our life it can solve in a good way, and don't be so stressful, because this can damage your health and life. And get support if you need. You should get support if your family and friends. So you need to get support if you think you are not able to deal with pressure.
All right, thank you. And what about you, Genimis? Question number 7.
Uh, in my case, I have some addictions, some types of, I believe praying helped me a lot. Uh, my my sister teach me breathing exercise and meditation. This has become a daily practice and helped me stay calm, raise my energy levels, and stay focused on what I need to do.
All right. That's really good advice, actually, Jenimis. I was thinking what was the best advice I received about dealing with pressure, and totally agree with you. My faith helped me a lot, when I'm facing something hard, I go to the Bible and I read some I don't know how to say versículos in English, but I read something on the Bible, and this give me the peace I need
Peraí, papai tá na reunião, não consigo
to
ouvir não.
go ahead, and that's really good when I'm suffering for some way or dealing with pressure. My faith helped me a lot. So yeah, that's really, really good. Okay, question number 8.
Guys, I will say
Oh,
one thing
go ahead.
more.
Go
Because I
ahead.
can say for me, it's so hard to be here. It's so hard to speak in English. I know talking talk is a safe environment, and sometimes I feel comfortable here. I feel comfortable here, but not comfortable if I feel comfortable about other people. But I feel uncomfortable by myself. So I can say nowadays I'm doing therapy, because I think everyone should, if you get opportunity to do therapy, to get some psychological support. And because sometimes I compare my English with others, I don't feel like progression in my English learning. So so hard to me to stay here. When I was thinking when you were talking about pressure, was saying, oh God, I think speaking English is a pressure for me. Is I believe, but I can deal with this kind of situation, because sometimes if you don't try to struggle, if there's something that make you feel confused or uncomfortable, you can't solve this problem that you create in your mind. I don't know if you got my point.
I totally got what you mean, because I've learning a little bit in the past about. Of course, I'm not psychologist, but I listen a guy who studied that, and he say when you run away from something you don't want to do, or something you have afraid, maybe open your camera and start to speak in English. If you run away, you teach your brain you can do that, and the next hard situation, it will be easier to your brain to think, oh, I can run away again. And if you run away again, you can it will be harder every time we'll face that situation. So I totally agree with you, and I think we need to face what we've sorry, we need to face our fears, because if you do the opposite, it will be harder to win or to beat this kind of situation. All right, but don't be embarrassing. Your English is really good, Erica, and you need to be here. Talk and Talk, it's a safe place. You can do mistakes, and no one will judge you by your English, by your grammar, or by I don't know, your accent. You are in a safe place, and that's the reason why I like Talk and Talk so much. Talk and Talk made me be fluent in English, and this is the reason, because today we're talking about working environment, pressure, and anything else. Tomorrow, I don't know, we can talk about cars and motorcycle, I don't know. And those different situations help us to get a better level in our English skills, So don't run away. Stay in Talk and Talk, and you can, I don't know, in 1 year, you can saw the difference in our English level. Okay.
Thank you.
Do you study only Talk and Talk?
Yeah, I'm just only Talk and Talk. When I started Talk and Talk 2 years ago, I quit the private classes that I have and any other tools I was using. I used everything you can imagine. I use ink flashcards, to study in English, private English classes, online courses, insight courses, and nothing helped me to get the fluency than Talk and Talk. So that's why I love Talk and Talk so much, Anyway, all right, guys, are come back from the other room. I want to listen from you guys. We are discussing here about the pressure, and we discuss a little bit about the social pressure sometimes we face at the school time, when you are a teenager or something like that. And later we discuss a little bit about the pressure people can feel when they are learning English, and how Talk and Talk can be good to help us to get our fluence. But I listened from you guys. How was the conversation there? Which was the best question or the best you discuss in there? Let's start with you, Bianca. How was the conversation in the other room?
The guys from IT got crazy. We just discussed until the question number 3 because it was a lot in the IT area. The guys work under a lot of pressure for a long time, so it was a good topic. Maybe we can have these other questions for another immersion because it seems like
Yeah.
we have a lot to talk yet. We can't end this in the question number 3.
All right. That's really good. Thank you. And for you, Rodrigo, what you can share about the conversation in the another room?
Yes, normally questions, it's normally discussion in IT because this joke, guys. In IT area is more crazy, different areas. I think in this, I need a lot of persons need learning when, what do you think is to manage more better for for a lot of urgent thinkings in the making during your day. And if you are working in the company or area is not so good for your mental health or for body, try to move in the other area, other company, because this in IT area is more no from better word simple, but it's possible. It's more possible. My recommendation is this.
All right. And for you, Aparecida, how was the conversation?
No, it's good. We have a lot of discussion about the pressure in IT area, and I and Rodrigo, we agree with some point and disagree with others, but it's okay. We learn with one each other. This discussion, I agree with Bianca. We need to continue the other questions because we don't only with number 3.
Okay.
We
can-
discussed a lot of topics and many situations, but it's interesting because we have the point here is we need they care our health and physical and mental health, and take care about the pressure, in my opinion, because the pressure is normal, but not it's good for our